And welcome to race-verse coverage of the American Sim Racing Club Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series from South Boston Speedway. Hello everybody, my name is Gary Gatso. I am here to bring you the coverage, wheel to wheel, flag to flag, of the inaugural race of this up-and-coming league. It's the American Sim Racing Club, ASRC. We got about 30 seconds or so left in open practice, and they will start doing qualifying, and we will line up for the first of 2 heat races. Feel free to interact. I will try to keep an eye on the chat as much as possible. If you have any comments, anything you want to add to the broadcast, hey, you stop by and you want to try out iRacing, you have any questions about iRacing, that type of thing, feel free to ask away. If I can't help you, I'm sure somebody else will. So, as you saw, the times have now reset, but Libby with a 15.151 was your fastest in practice. We are going to follow around Eric Papineau and the number 10 Liberty Live Church Super Late Model. And the first of 2 qualification laps. So that first time in slots him fourth. P4 15.495. Let's see if that second lap is faster. And it is slightly faster, 15.445. Again, more and more cars are starting to turn some times in. Han with a 15.232, and we can also convert these for you. That's an 86.645 miles per hour. Tim Rogers at 86.6. Payne at 86.3, Hazlitt 86.2, Smith 86 flat, and Ledford just right behind him also with an 86 flat. Jackson to the top with an 86.729. As the times continue to shake loose here, getting more and more times on the board. Got a pretty good spread of speeds, about 2 miles per hour from top to bottom. About 26 cars here are slotted to join us tonight. We will be doing a first of two heat races. What I like to do is, I got an overlay here of stuff you should know. And we got about 30 seconds left in our session here. So just to talk about the session, 5-minute single car qualifying session. Top 10 qualifiers will earn 5 bonus points. There's 2 heat races with a 5-minute warm-up after the heat races before the feature event. Feature event tonight is 175 laps. We will talk about other things such as the shotgun rule, talk a little bit more about the heat races and the feature event as we keep going. So we are gridding for the first of 2 20-lap heat races. Chuck Darling is your provisional pole here, followed by Peyton. He corrected me on that one. Molnau, Witt, C. New, and we'll talk with him real quick later in the broadcast. We have something in common. Ledford, Hazlitt, Payne, Rogers, Jackson, Loritz, Harrelson, Bowden. Bowden or Bowden? I'm going to say Bowden. Pruitt and Luke are your 15 for Heat Race 1. So heat races, the finishing order of the heat races will determine the starting lineup for the feature event. The top 20 qualifiers will have their starting positions inverted, and the top 3 finishers from each heat race will earn 3 bonus points. Not in effect this week, but next week is the shotgun rule. We'll learn more about that next week, and we'll talk about the feature when we get to the feature. Caution laps do not count in the heat race. They will go under caution, but they do not count in the heat race. We got Hazlitt's son. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Justin and Jared. All right, well, we got some fans out there. 1 to go, and the dream is real for the American Sim Racing Club inaugural race, inaugural season. Oh, we got a blinker. That's not good. That's James Ledford. Hopefully that corrects itself. So we are coming to green as the pace truck dives off of turn 4, and a great start by Darling. Green flag into turn 1. Right down to that wall. Might have even scraped it a little bit. Back stretch. We're getting a good battle for third right now. And caution, caution, caution. So 10 laps to go of this heat race. Chuck Darling is your leader. Let's see what happened there. Can't quite find who got the caution. It's okay, though. These heat races go by really, really quick. Especially on these small, super small tracks here. Yeah, South Boston is a 0.4 of a mile oval. 12 degrees in the turns, 10 degrees in the straights. You're not going straight very often, very long, but you are going straight. I would say we're probably getting ready to go green here soon as the ticker is going absolutely nuts. Darling is your leader, followed by David Payton, Cody Molnow, Mike Witt, and John Sanu. Those are your top 5. As we are going green. Green flag, and we resume Heat Race 1. Wow, right to the bottom, underneath that yellow line, right to the wall. A little bit more single file this time around. A little bit more organized. Starting to get a little bit of a battle for third and fourth here between Cody and Mike here. That's your closest battle in the top 5 right now. They've got 6 laps to go. He's holding them off. Darling is pulling away by 0.3 of a second, and a little bit more after that lap. 5 to go. Another good battle back here in 7th and 8th between Payne and Ledford. A 93 race first car. I like it. Andrew Payne. It's got class. Well, you know, an all black car says pretty cool too. Lots of room for sponsors on that one. Let's take it back up to the front here. Getting ready. Look at those brake rotors glow. Patton's making a run. Peyton's making a run. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Turn 1, down there, right to the yellow line. Floats it out to the wall, back stretch. Down to turn 3. Under that yellow line. Gets some rotation. Back on the power. And there is your winner of Heat Race 1. Darling, Peyton, Molnow, Hazlitt, and Payne are your top 5. And Darling's driving a green car, and as you'll hear throughout the season, I have a huge superstition about green cars. So he is the Alta car is definitely playing with luck, I think, sometimes. But it seems like their luck tonight was good. Getting ready to line up for the second heat race. While we do that, there we go. Nick Fleury, Eric Papanow, Andrew Burr, Thomas Hazlitt, Mark Herzog, Drew Cox, Ryan Smith, Josh Cottle, Ryan Libby, who was your fastest in practice, Brett Hahn, Hayden Cobb, Eric Hahn, Jamie Beasley, and John DeMeester are your 14 for this race as we are now underway. Real quick, we'll take a look at the schedule of events that comes up later this season for the ASRC American Sim Racing Club, presented by Luke Oil, Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. Next time you'll see us racing will be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That's actually not too far from where I have an aunt and uncle living up there. Up there near Concord. That's right. Not Concord, Mass. We're talking about Concord, New Hampshire. On the 1 Mile Oval, one of the longer tracks we'll be on this year. Green flag is out. Fleury takes the lead going into 1. Still getting organized behind him. I think Papanow's trying to get a run. He's getting good rotation to the corners. I don't know if he's going to be able to quite get up on that bumper, though. We'll take a look here. I love the chrome car. Very slick. Very slick. Andrew Burr in P3. And we got quite back here about 6th spot. Starting with Drew Cox, Cottle, and Hahn. It's just a whole bunch. And Hahn's making it work on the top side, that number 71. That's probably the only way to pass around here. If you can't make it work down low, you got to make it work up high, because go where the cars ain't. You're not going to worry about the draft too much here, but he does have the momentum to pull himself along. But the car underneath him has the shorter line. And he pulls it off. Nice. Now he sets sail for Cottle, or actually Cox. He's going to have time. This second heat race might go caution free. We'll see. I might have just given it the broadcaster's jinx. It's got the inside down there on the yellow line. Going to get the rotation down below the yellow line. Both wheels. Oh! Little sideways dirt tracking. Keeps it under control. Get a little bit of rubbing back there. And looks like for 8th and 9th, 10th and 11th. Whoa! Hahn gets the position. Now can he hold off? Can he pull it off? Can the 63 hold him off? 3 to go. He not quite cleared. Can't hear the spotter yell clear yet. He's praying. He's like, come on, say it. Come on. Oh, 63 into the wall. Oh, little contact with the 71. We're not going to go yellow. Fleury does not want to see that. He's going to go and collect a heat race win here at South Boston. Man, these guys are fast. Yes, they are. 15 seconds around. So now we got going on, we have a 5-minute warm-up. And what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to bring up Tanner, the commissioner of the series, from the, see if I can find him here. Not quite sure here. How do we get him to change channels? Let's see.
Microphone muted.
No, we don't want that.
Microphone activated.
We want the microphone on.
Sound muted.
Nope.
Sound resumed.
All right, let's try this.
User was moved to your channel.
Do you have me, Tanner?
I got you, Gary.
Well, what do you think of the first 2 heat races?
I gotta say I'm pretty happy with them, man. It's kind of cool to finally see all this stuff come together. Man, I'll tell you what, I know we had that early caution in the first heat race, but I was just hoping like crazy that whoever the pole sitter was of that first heat was able to get back to the line before we get a caution, and we did, because I just wanted the first ever lap in the new league to be under green, and it was. So this is awesome, man. I'm glad all this stuff came together the way it did. We've got awesome partnerships going on. Really starting out with a bang. Great drivers, great people, and you guys putting this on are doing a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to go back and rewatch a replay when it's all said and done.
Well, yeah, definitely a caution on the first lap is probably an omen you don't want. So, hey, that second race went pretty good. Actually, it went caution-free. It had a bit of a wall climber there at the end. The 63 car kind of got pushed out of line and did a tank slapper and then rode around the wall on turns 3 and 4. Almost collected the 171, but kept it going straight. And that heat race went caution-free. Good showing tonight. You got 26 total cars. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I believe we're at 26. You know, we obviously have these fields open to 40 cars is what we have it open to, but we know the first night we're probably not going to be able to pull in a full field, and quite honestly, the whole admin team, our whole goal is just to be able to have 2 heat races. So 21 cars is all we were looking for. We met that, so basically met that goal for the night. Hopefully going forward we're able to rack up a couple more and, you know, maybe get up into the low to mid 30s. That would be even better yet, just bringing more people into this league. But yeah, we're happy with it. Like I said, we got great drivers in here. They're all great personalities too, on and off the track, so that's always a good thing. And coming up 175 laps, which I'm sure is going to be madness, but hopefully it makes good makes some good entertainment for you and makes it good for you to call. But 175 laps is going to be quite the race tonight.
I about to have a minute and 45 seconds before we start gridding up, and you have to return back to the steward's box. But tell everyone at home how they can be a part of the league if they are watching and they like what they see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're always open door policy here at ASRC. We'll welcome anybody and anybody. But if you want to try to get out on track with us, the easiest way to do that is apply to our league on iRacing. It's just the American Sim Racing Club on iRacing. You'll have to go through their league directory. page there, but we also have a Facebook page, Facebook group that anybody can apply to. It's also just the American Sim Racing Club on Facebook, as well as our website, AmericanSimRacingClub.com, and it'll have our schedule and our partners, and it's still under construction a little bit, so it's not completely done, but hopefully here in the next couple weeks we'll have something buttoned up that's got a lot of information on there for our fans to check out. And again, just appreciate Luke Oil for coming on board, and Frito-Lay for sponsoring our series. This has been absolutely amazing that all this has come together in the last, I don't know, month and a half, maybe 2 months, and totally exceeding all of our admin team's expectations right out of the gate. So, and of course, thanks to you guys at Raceverse putting this on. I mean, that's, I think, the icing on the cake right there, and you do a great job, Gary, and just appreciate everything that's been put into this so far.
Oh, wow, you are a broadcast pro. You used almost every bit of that time and hit the post dead on. So thanks a lot. No wasted time here. Get back to the booth there, admin booth. Hopefully there's no controversies and the 175 lap goes by nice and easy. So thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you maybe next week.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Hope everybody enjoys the race, and we'll see you on the flip side.
User left your channel. Error.
All right, he actually moved himself. I was trying to take care of that. All right, so the 5-minute warm-up is done. That is interesting. I do like the 5-minute warm-up thing. My background is IndyCar racing. Of course, I'm coming to you from the Indianapolis suburbs. I am born and raised here near Indianapolis, and normally we don't have such a thing with IndyCar racing. It's you go out practice, you go out and qualify. Well, at least here in Indianapolis for the 500, then you have carb day, and then you go race. So this is going to be interesting as we watch these cars slowly grid up to the back. There's going to be 29 cars, I think, in this race. We'll see. I think what's going to happen is that the leaders are going to take the green while a good portion of the field is still in turns 3 and 4. So we will keep the intervals up. Actually, we will do gap to tell you how they are back from the leader. We will try to keep a good eye on the close battles. And really the best way to do that is we just see who is who's got some close battles on based off interval. We will have a lap ticker right where underneath you see where it says South Boston. There will be a lap ticker there. We will keep you abreast of who the purple lap holder is. Yes, that is your fastest lap. It is in purple. It's kind of more of a Formula One term, but it shows up in purple on the timing and scoring. That's where it gets the name. So when I say so-and-so's purple, but we're going so-and-so's green right now as Darling and Fleury take the first official feature green flag of the American Sim Racing Club. Everybody safely through 1 and 2, back down the main back straight into 3 and 4. And there is a completion of lap 1. 19 cars. We have 19 cars, it looks like, in this particular heat race. For 175 laps, 2 of 75, we're already in the books there. That's just that fast. A little bit of a battle back here for 7th and 8th. Looks like a couple of these drivers, again, are making this high side try to work. We are following Andrew Burr here, right here. Yeah, whatever. Sometimes you don't realize what you say until after you said it, and you're like, good God, what did I just say? My English teacher would be so appalled. We race good here. All right. Everyone's getting pretty well situated. Let's go back. I want to talk to a little bit about John Sinu here in the number 9. He is from Club Indiana. I am part of Club Indiana. His bio has him from, even though it shows him as, let's see, car 86. Yeah, we got the right car number. Shows him from Valparaiso, Indiana. Well, of course, I know the name of it because I called it by the short name, Valpo. That is where my wife is from. So I know Valparaiso very, very well. So, got to drop me a note there, John. Let me know if you're a Viking or not, and I'll see if maybe my wife or maybe your brother or sister might know you from somewhere else. Back up to the front. Fleury's not letting Darling get away. Darling just really is maintaining right now. We go a lap 9 of 175. You're starting to see him come off the bottom a little bit, start taking to that half a lane higher as these tires start to wear off. They do have a change of tires that they can change to later in the race if they choose to do so, but they only have one set. So you must, as they say in Indiana Jones, choose wisely. A little side-by-side action back here with Brett Hahn. Again, he was making that high side work in his particular heat race, coming up on Johnson New. Mark Herzog in the In-N-Out Burger. Super late model there. I'm going to guess Herzog is probably from Club California. Yep, Club California. You don't see very many In-N-Out Burger sponsored cars coming from the Midwest Club, I'll tell you that. Got Snoopy riding on the side. I like it. Take a look at the 14th spot, Tim Rogers on the outside in that Pilot Travel Center. That's a real good-looking livery. Hey, if you've ever traveled the byways and highways of the United States, you certainly have stopped at one of those places, more than likely. Almost 3 wide there in turn 1. Brake rotors glowing orange. Oh, we got Darling in the pits. Darling in the pits. Nope, no, never mind. I think it just fooled. He got so low it fooled the timing of scoring that was going into the pits. Probably got below that yellow line as you see that car in the background as doing. Trying probably to get the flatness of the apron to help the car rotate when they hit the apron or hit the banking again. I'll take you upstairs to the Race Verse 1 airship, circling over South Boston Speedway. Coming up on lap traffic. Looks like Chuck Darling is coming up on, let's see, the number 2 of John DeMeester. As you see, Fleury's starting to make up some ground there. John DeMeester's in that vintage. Oh, and there's a yellow. There's a yellow, and 7-Eleven, I think, is who. Aircon. So let's see. Maybe we can get a look at that. Looks good. Maybe he just lost it, getting a little loose, getting those tires worn out. Trying to find, there it is. Let's go back a little ways. I've gone back a little too far. Oh, the 4 car with a little full send there. JD Beasley forcing the issue. Oh my goodness. I wonder what race control is going to think of that. Oh. Let's get you back up to the front here before we go green. As we did have some pit stops occur. Those drivers diving in for whoa. Minute there. Oh, there we go. Wow. That was weird. Actually, I don't think we had anybody dive down the pit road. Let's check and make sure that we are... No. Drop frames, we're not doing much here, so we're trying to find out what's going on here. Why are we missing half the field? And I don't know what's going on. Actually, we are back to green. That's where we want to be. But we need to find a car to follow. Here we go. There we go. Bad director. Bad director. Fleury gets around Darling. And we're back to yellow again. Check and see what we have here. We see pit stops. That's still probably too early. 28 at 175. Trying to find what the caution was. I don't think we're going to see who that caution was. Lights are still on the pace truck. We see the sun slowly going down here. Probably in the evening time. Still plenty of time to go. P1 is Nick Fleury. P2, Chuck Darling. P3, David Payton. P4, Eric Papineau. P5, Andrew Payne in the race first car. P6, Cody Molnow. We'll see his car here in just a second. Is that? There you go. At Altia. Justin Haslam, P7. Looking for sponsorship. P8 is John Sanu from Valpo. P9, Mark Herzog. P10, Brett Hahn, and he is gone down to the inside. I don't know what's going on here. He's getting an EOL, possibly. We will see why that's happening here. Two by two, coming down for the restart at lap 33. He brings him down pretty slow. Takes a great start. Little wheel spin there, but he clears both the front two. And they are just piling up behind him. Oh, my goodness. And I think Sanu might have been in that one. Oh, okay. So Justin, not Justin Hazlitt, Mark Herzog, I think. Yeah, I think we have a little bit of wheel spin. Let's get a better TV angle on this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Little wheel spin, pinching. They just start piling up behind him. Just gotta hate that. But he's back underway. A little worse for wear. Snoopy's all right, though. Snoopy, come home. At 2, 80's looking Toyota paint job. That used to be their old off-road paint scheme. Well, I can't. The name of that driver is off the top of my, just on the tip of my tongue. Ivan Stewart. That's it. Ivan Stewart. I mean, come on now. That's good stuff. If Ivan Stewart, you didn't know that was Ivan Stewart's paint job when he used to drive Toyota off-road trucks, and I just told you. I mean, that deserves a subscribe. Subscribe to Raceverse here. Check back Raceverse on Tuesday, as Raceverse will cover coverage from the TNT Series, PM18 Series, open wheelers on ovals. That's going to be on Tuesday. So we got a lot of cars. Okay, just got the wave around. I'm about to say, there's a lot of cars there. Go back up to Airship 1 here. Flash bulbs are a poppin'. Seriously, who uses flash bulbs nowadays? Cell phones have their flashlights on, whatever. Yeah. So lap 39 of 175. We've run into a couple of caution periods here that have kind of slowed things down a bit. Chuck Darling has a purple lap of 15.325, single file restart. Probably on order of race control there. Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, Chuck Darling with the purple lap of 15.325. Flurry, this time around, 15.686. Darling is all over him. He was faster that lap, 15.658. He is going down low. He is definitely going to try to jump on this opportunity while these tires are still cold, coming up to speed and not as worn. We've been under caution for about the better part of the last 10 laps. Use up the goodie. Trying to get some rotation coming there off. Use that paint. Help bring the car around a little bit. Whoa, let's take a look back in third, as we got a battle back there on the high side. If my director would get there. There we go. Payne has made his way around. Peyton and Papineau. So let's get down to a little bit more ground level, shall we? Actually, you know what? Let's take a couple laps around with Andrew Payne in the Raceverse car. Oh, and we've gone caution. We've gone caution. What has happened? Can't see a name following down. Okay, that is a... I see that now. That is a John DeMeester. Let's see what happened here. Maybe he had a little help. A couple more shots to the fender in the front there. He's going to be driving an open wheeler. Oh. And the one's 11. Oh. A little help there. That's the second incident, I think, by that car tonight. I don't know if that's a 2 in Parker. Will that race control make a decision on that one? Could have been just a racing incident. He's coming down pit road here. So it looks like a good portion from about 15th on back decided they are going to pit for those tires. Maybe a little early. Unless they got damage they're getting repaired. We'll see. Chat's pretty quiet, but do you guys have something to say? Feel free to drop a line. 19 of you watching. Feel free to tell your friends. Nothing else going on tonight. I mean, yeah, they could be watching AEW. They could be watching NXT. They could be watching SEAL Team, SWAT, whatever. No. Just have them come here. Go to youtube.com/raceverse and tell them to check out the inaugural race of the American Sim Racing Club presented by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. And if you are just joining us, that's what you're watching. We are live from South Boston, virtually. Sobo, as they say. Long time short track. Been around for a long, long time. Opened at 57. And we are going green. I think at this point these guys kind of want to get settled in. They still have a long ways to go. Not quite the halfway yet. Let's go back to the battle for 9th and 10th. That was close just a minute ago. It's Josh Cottle. And he is definitely playing with luck there in the number 13. Hey, but it's got a Camaro front end on it. Can't go wrong there. I have a Camaro. That's right, baby, Chevy. Well, it is starting to tighten up at the front. See if we can get a wider angle. Yeah, both those guys are right there. They are actually this group of four is kind of broken away a little bit. There's about almost over a half second between separation of 4th and 5th. I think these guys would be smart. I think they would probably want to stay in line a little bit. And gets a good run going through the rotation there in 3 and 4. Maybe try to break away. I mean, there's only so much you can break away in short track racing. There's Andrew Payne, and since he is sporting the Raceverse gear, we'll go in the cockpit. Check him out here. Yellow, and the 51 is down there on the bottom, right there at turn 1. So everyone collects their breaths. We'll take a look and see what happened to the 51 in just a second. That'll be Hayden Cobb. I got, oof. What's going on there? Maybe. Wow, okay. Watch that bit right there. I don't know what. He's still up there on the wall. I wonder what's going on. Ooh. Oh. Okay. He had a little help. Well, that's racing. Oh. And up and over. Wow. Man. That is most unfortunate. He's back underway. So it looks like we're waiting for timing and scoring to catch up here. We got Fleury still in the lead here. He's led pretty much from the get-go. The number 29. 64 of 175 for South Boston. If you're just joining us, you are, let's see, Bowden Motorsports. We got a comment here. My father told me he was racing, so let's go Bowden. All right, yeah, definitely, for sure. Going green. Bowden Motorsports is saying 8 minutes of required repairs. Ooh. Leanne says exactly what I said. Oof. Let's try to go through the field a little bit. 2 cars making a trip down pit road there. And P2 is Chuck Darling. He's been there for most of the night as well. He's actually been up front for pretty much all night long in his heat race and the feature. Seen a lot of that green car. Green car's luck for him tonight. And our staff's favorite, the number 93 Race First Super Late Model, driven by Andrew Payne. Eric Papanow. He's kind of worked his way up. Actually started 4th, to be honest. Payne's worked his way up. He's up +6. Papanow's been there all night long. David Payton. Down 3 spots from his starting. But we go. Oh. Settle. Not clear yet. Oh, 38 up against the wall. Here's Hazlitt, just kind of by himself there in fifth place. That's got to be pretty nice after all the action. He's like, yeah, man, I can run my pace. Josh Cottle in the 13. He is up 8 spots from the start. He is definitely climbing the ladder. He's one to watch, that's for sure. Here's Mole now. Andrew Burr in the 23. Mike Witt in the 26 Doritos car. I wonder if from the Mid-South. There used to be a pitcher for the California Angels before they had the Anaheim Angels. Mike Witt. Good looking car. Nice paint job. There's Thomas Hazlitt in the 25 looking for some sponsorship. In 10th place. Jared Jackson in the 12. He's had himself a pretty decent night, up 4 spots. Yeah, Mike Witt is up 11. Up 11. There's Herzog trying to recover a little bit. Worked his way back up. Behind him is Brett Hahn. Not working that high line. I wonder if he's saving tires. Ryan Libby. And that I would call the Agajanian orange from the old Agajanians STP days in the IndyCar back in the 60s, and then later kind of in the 70s or 80s with most notably in the 60s it was Mario Andretti. Most notably in the 80s was Ari Leyendyke, and near miss win with Roberto Guerrero in 87 stalled his car and gave Al Unser Sr. his 4th Indy 500 win. Love that color. Love that color. Drew Cox a little bit further on back. There is Witt, up 12, now 13. Just keep on turning laps. Keep on turning laps. He's up about a half a lane on everyone else right now. John Sinu, after getting collected on a restart, has been kind of relegated back here to the rear. Let's see, maybe he's got some damage that's preventing him from being at 100%. Just frustration as he rubs the wall there. I've been there, man. I've totally been there. Caution on the speedway. Not quite sure who caused that one. I see the 3 cars kind of oh, and we are doing pit stops. Here we go, folks. This is about the time, and we got a couple of guys staying out for track position, and this might not be a bad idea. This might not be a bad idea at all. There's no rule that says they have to change tires. A little bit more of a leisurely stop these guys have than the Indy cars that I'm used to. In and out, and that is Fleury. On pit road for a total combined time of 35 seconds. So let's see who stayed out for track position. Put the car numbers on their names, i.e. Darling 88. Well, let's see. Down on the bottom, if you see, down on the bottom there's a little follow that we have, a little follow graphic, and it will say position. That's his position, 14th. his name, his club, where he started, and his number. Hopefully that covers it for you. It covers up the iRacing logo down there in the corner. So up front is the race first car. This is great. The lights are out on the truck. Makes the dive down pit road. And green flag. We resume at racing at lap 93. Getting close to the witching hour here. Good looking field coming off turn 4 there. And we're caution again. And now, wow, got a bunch of cars all sideways there. Let's actually take a look here while he's passing them. Get maybe a car number. Three, maybe? Do a better job at catching these. It happens so quick. Let's see. We got Cody Luke. Might have been what happened there. I can find him. I think he's out. We're going to work on that a little bit better, finding these replays. Everything kind of happens so quickly on a short track here. Find a better way to bring you that action. Although whoever wrecks might not want to see themselves like that. Don't show me, man. Don't show me. Chuck Darling still at that purple lap, 15.325. So a lot of cars have made their way up to the front by just not pitting. Again, there's that Agajanian orange. Love that color. Love that color. Payne is being shown as the leader. Followed by Hazlitt, Molnau, Rogers, Herzog, Libby. See, he was way back in the back. Now he's back up in the top 10. Sanu. Burr, Ledford, and Fleury. So 10th P10 is kind of where those guys have new tires. So we want to pay attention to P10 and see if that makes a difference as they storm back up through the field. Green flag, lap 101 of 175. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's the inaugural race of the American Sim Racing Club Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series, and we are cautioned yet again. to find here some. We will work on that for next week. Although New Hampshire's a little bit bigger track, that'll be easier to track those down. Normally we could tell based upon a car rapidly dropping on the ticker. 48 and a 24 down pit road. We're following Drew Cox right now in P16. Justin Hazlitt in that unsponsored car, number 37, P2. South Boston does not give you very good camera-friendly angles. This is probably the best one because it shows you just about every car. Take a look at Cody here. Looks to me the lights are out on the pace truck. So we will follow P2, Justin Hazlitt, as we come to a restart to lap 107 of 175, excuse me. It's Payne, Hazlitt, Molnau, Rogers, Herzog, and Libby. Green flag. Single file down into turn one. New tires up to P8 now. In fact, let's take a peek back there at P8 with the new tires coming up on John Sanu. John might have changed tires when he had to pit a little earlier for damage. Car up in the wall, little scrub there, and that is Herzog's going to pull off that pass. Well, not quite. Not quite. But if he does, that's going to put him up in the top 5. Libby not letting him get away. Side by side behind him. That's where those faster tires are coming. Those fresher tires. At some point, though, there he's going to pull that pass off. So he's now up to P7. Looks like he's got a good run on Libby here. He's going to be on his bumper in just a little bit. And right there he is. Showing a little rare wear on the right side there. We got a bit of a Sobo stripe. Say a hi, Dad, and a hi, brother. Hey, family out there watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. If you're just flipping around YouTube, wanted to find something different, and you just happened across this Race First coverage of the American Sim Racing Club's inaugural race at the South Boston Speedway in their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for updates. We'll check out other Race First events, such as the TNT PM18 Tuesday Night Thunder League, later this year, we'll have IndyCar coverage from the Reddit IndyCar League and a new IndyCar League called the Formula Indy Series, primarily road courses. We have a BMW series that we cover, and there's a Fleury pulling off another pass, working on the back end of Herzog now. Let's go pop up on Herzog. He's kind of being held up a little bit by Tim Rogers. Not an awful lot. Tim Rogers has an awfully clean car compared to some of the others tonight. Oh! That's going to open the door for, that's going to open the door for Fleury. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Easy, Herzog. Let it go. Recover. So Fleury now up to P5, and he's all over the bumper of Rogers. Rogers takes the entrance to the turn 3 and 4 a little high. Let's Fleury take a peek. The high line is now working. It's probably well worn in. Little rub up against the wall. Don't know if that was actual net code or actual rubbing. Fleury's not quite cleared yet. He's just a hair from clearing. There it is, and he's clear. He hears this clear on the sponsor, or from the spotter. He's like, thank God. Now he sets sail to Cody Molnau. He's also sporting the green car. Although the one green color that's okay is British Racing green. That's okay. That's pretty close to British Racing green. Caution on the speedway. And yeah, I'm seeing this one. I saw that one rapidly following. This is John. What happened here, man? Oh. I think Chuck Darling wanted by. The door was cracked just a little bit. Oh. And it just collects a whole group of cars, including some former leaders. Oh, goodness. Racing incident? I don't know. We'll let race control make a decision on that. In the meantime, this is exactly what the leader wants to see. This is exactly what the leader wants to see. More and more caution laps. And, well, it doesn't matter because he's coming down pit road. Why are we disappearing? So, lap 128, new tires. So we're going to see where we cycle out now, as I think the number 2 car will probably get the wave around, and the pace truck will pick up. There we go. The director did not want to play nice with me. So we are going to now go 2 wide on a restart. Last couple restarts, I think we were single file, so. Coming to a restart. Getting down there. Green flag. Fleury, who's been up there all night, takes him down into turns 1 and 2. Josh Connell's not letting them get away in the number 13. And right behind him is Hahn. Cottle in the 13, pulls it off. Hahn looking on the high side. Remember, he was working on the high side in his heat race. He is, obviously the track is wearing in up there, and he's got the timing down. A little bit of a kick out loose coming in. We are cautioned on the speedway. Trying to see why. Can't see why right now. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Last handful of laps. They will go by quick. I think patience is running out for a lot of folks. We got a lot of damaged vehicles out there, a lot of scratched up side panels. Got some virtual pit crews going to have a little bit of a late nights the next couple of days this week leading up to the next race at New Hampshire before they put these things on the hauler. We got Cottle, Fleury, Hahn, and a name that I haven't said all night tonight, in P4, the 07 is Seth Harrelson. What a run. Drew Cox, David Payton, Mike Witt, James Ledford, Andrew Burr, and James Beasley are your top 10. Let's take a look at Drew Cox. Let's give this guy some love right here. He is up 19 positions. 19 positions. Just as good is Mike Witt, up 20 positions. Some of those are on the racetrack. Some of those is because of accidents. Some of those are because of pit stops. But, well, the easiest passes are the ones when they are in the pits, right? But he has earned that top 10 spot by passing an awful lot of cars. What happened to Darling? Yeah, I think we might have had I don't know. I will ask admins. It might have been a park, or he had damage and couldn't continue and is still being... Yeah, showing him being parked at lap 133. I don't think he's on the racetrack right now. Green flag. Nice jump by Cottle. Yeah, I'm not seeing that familiar green car back there. Hahn made it around Fleury, and he is now stalking Cottle. Stay with us at the conclusion of the race. We will talk to the podium, first, second, and third, and we are back to caution again. Trying to find who that was. Here's David Payton, also from Club Indiana, sporting one of the title sponsors of the series, Luke Oil. Get you some. I hope everyone at home is watching. Go grab your Frito-Lays, your Fritos, your Lay's chips, Doritos, what have you. Hope you're enjoying the race. You are watching the inaugural American Sim Racing Club race at South Boston. We are 145 of 175 in the books. 30 to go. It will go by quick. I gotta go, Cody. So that's I guess Cody Mull now. Is that who we're saying go to? Go ahead and give him just a little bit more screen time there. Or Cody Luke. I don't know if it's there's a couple Codys here. Lights are still on the pace track. I'll say, man, you could put all these under caution for all I care. Every time someone spins in the back, it is just free laps for him. Flurry's going to go on by Han big time on the restart here. Like I said, I said business is picking up. I think people's patience are running out. Some bumpers are no longer there anymore, so when they're hitting. So we're going to go single file restart. Cottle takes the high line, the protective line, way up near the top. Very good strategy there. We do that in IndyCar. And we are back. Are we back to caution? No. We are still green. It's happened so quick. They didn't clear the yellow from my display. Han is right there. Now we are yellow. Even the ticker's like, huh? It's green. It just came green. 25 laps to go. I don't know if I can find that caution. While we are under caution, let's take a look. Kind of stuff you should know about the feature event. It's a 2-hour time limit. You get 2 sets of tires. The tires that you qual on and go through your heat race, and then you have a setup in the pits. This might be interesting. This might play a role. You get 1 green-white checker finish attempt, and then after that, that's all she wrote. We get 1 bonus point for leading the lap, 3 bonus points for leading the most laps. Nothing but pride for getting the purple lap. That's Chuck Darling tonight so far. Real quick, there you see the schedule for tonight. South Boston, next week New Hampshire. Week following, we go to the 3/4 mile Richmond Speedway, then to Stafford, Concord, Lanier, Irwindale, Southern National, North Wilkesboro, Bristol, Langley, Lime Rock Park, that might change, and Nashville Fairgrounds. Again, Cottle's just saying, hey, you guys can spin out all you want back there. I'm going to take these caution laps. So as you see, he's taken a very defensive line. This is pretty typical of iRacing. iRacing allows you to pass before the start-finish line on the right side, and just about every form of series they run, every form of auto state your poison. And that is a very defensive line that a lot of series, a lot of drivers run, including IndyCar. Cottle and Hahn trying a little bit of a breakaway here. If we get situated, I'll try to go back and look at some other battles in the top 10. Let's go back to Fleury, our early leader. He's worked his way up to P3 with those new tires. Now he's wanting some action to happen between Cottle and Hahn, and he will benefit big time from that. Behind him, Seth Harrelson. Just a monster day for this guy. Up 17 spots. Behind him, Drew Cox, another monster day, up 19 spots. But if he looks out behind him, David Payton in that Luke Oil super late model is all over his bumper. Mike Witt, he's up 20 spots, P7. There's a bit of a battle back here. Let's take a look here. Let's center on fellow Hoosier David Payton. That way we can see. I don't think anything's really happening up at the front. It's still status quo up there, but they're starting to bound up behind the 63. I'm not going to say the 63 is holding them up, but at some point I'm willing to bet the 38 might encourage the 63 to get out of the way. Interesting. He ducks, and we are yellow, and they are spinning behind. I think they were, as other cars were starting to slow down, they got into each other. There is the 86. I think that's where the action happened there. There's the 86. So let's go back a little in time, see what happens, shall we? As the screen goes black. And it doesn't want to cooperate at all. We are going to have to work on that. Let's get back up to the front. It gets back to real time. Might have had a moment with slow traffic back there. I don't know that for a fact. Let's get back up to our leaders. 164 of 175, so now we're 10 to go. Lights are out, I believe. No, I think the lights are still on. Yeah, lights are still on. So we're going to be looking at a bit of a sprint here. This is one of those things you're in the cockpit and you're telling yourself, you know, don't spin the tires. Hit your marks. You know, over and over. Stuff you've been doing all day. And, you know, now it just becomes something that it's more evident in your mind. It's been stuff that's been automatic up to this point. Now you're telling yourself, hit the marks, hit the shifts. All right, race control is going to do double file restarts for this restart. I'm sure Cottle did not want to see that. I don't blame him. I'm going to put the camera on Seth Harrelson. So I think there's going to be a lot of action around him. Oh, Cottle, big jump. Big jump. Fleury underneath Hahn. Hahn gets by. Harrelson up top. Oh, had a little bit of a run there. Just got to get into the power a little bit sooner. 9 to go. I think this is going to be settled between Cottle and Hahn. Cottle and Hahn, I think, is going to be who he settles this into. I'm hearing skid marks in the back, and yes, we do have a caution. So we do have someone did bring out a caution. And that might have been... There's Burr farther on back. I think it might have been a flashing car, so... Yeah. It was a 312 and the 48. I think it might have been the 48 James Ledford that possibly brought out this last caution. We'll see. We'll follow him around. As they disappear on me. A 31. Ryan Smith. All right. Well, you know what? This is too important not to have. Too important not to be watching the front here. Some beat up cars. So 3 to go. This might be your green-white checker attempt. We'll see. Lights are still on the pace truck. Little gamesmanship there next to him. Hahn's giving the goosing the accelerator a little bit to kind of give that car a little jolt. Front fenders are well bent in on that one. Cottle kind of forces Hahn a little high. Up near the wall. Great start, little wheel spin. But he gets going, gets it straight. 3 to go. Two to go. And oh, Harrelson, I think just got moved. But we're gonna finish this thing as they pile up at the end. Cottle, Hahn, and Fleury are your top 3. There's a little bit of calamity there at the end. So the number 13, very lucky for Josh Cottle. You're winner of the inaugural ASRC race, part of the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. So there is your standings. And we will see if we can get our third place, Nick Fleury. See if we can get him down into. All right. We'll start with our third place driver.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Nick, this is Gary in the box. Third place, tell us about your race.
Yeah, that was a hard, long one. Boy, after you got old tires, that car did not want to turn, and it just became a real challenge towards the end of those runs.
Yeah, you made that stop, I want to say about lap 80. Let's see, when did you make your stop?
Oh,
You made your stop at lap 88. And I kind of put a marker on you to say, well, he's coming out and we want to watch and see how he does compared to the used tires in front of him. You did. It looks like you made some hay there, but eventually that goodness of the tire goes away, and you're kind of fighting it with everyone else. Your car was mostly clean most of the night. How was it racing back toward the back? Because it seemed like there was a lot of calamity back there.
for sure, you had to be careful. I think I nailed the pit strategy. It was such a perfect call to come in then, but then when you got that far back, you really had to take it easy and just watch for those wrecks and be careful coming up on the guys who didn't have those new tires yet. So it was certainly a challenge, but a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations on your third place. While we have you here, anybody you'd like to shout out to, sponsors, that type of thing?
Yeah, first off, my Lord and Savior, of course. Next, my wife, who's gracious enough to let me play this game. Definitely need to thank my sponsors, CPM Incorporated and J Angle Home Improvements. And, of course, Frito-Lay for sponsoring the league, as well as Lukoil. They've been extremely generous to come on board with us. And then you guys at Race First. We're really happy to have you aboard, and can't wait to watch some of these replays.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why my mic wasn't lighting up. Well, I guess uh, speaking of our wives, I guess if our wives have to come number two to anybody, the Lord is probably a good one to come number two to. But congratulations on your third place finish. We will see you next week at let's see, New Hampshire.
Thank you very much.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's see if we can't get Brett Hahn in here.
User was moved to your channel.
Brett, you got me.
Yes, I do.
Brett, congratulations on your P2 tonight. One thing I kind of noticed, and we could probably talk about it now, you liked living on that high line. When did you find out that that's the way to go?
So Gary, I did a little bit of a practice race beforehand and was experimenting with lines and stuff, and I knew as the right front started to fall off, especially with the setup that we had, that it was going to make drive off even more important. So if you came in high, you could really arc it and get a good run off. So I'd start going to the guys on the outside because you could just pinch the inside guy just enough to keep them from getting a good run off, and you could start passing cars on the high side.
Well, tell us about your race. We didn't really see you up with the leaders until about the midway point, so you were kind of back there amongst, as I like to say, the calamity, and there seemed to be an awful lot of it back at with the mid pack further on back. Tell us about your race as you made your way up.
Oh yeah, for sure, Gary. So the heat race, I passed 4 cars, so I was like, all right, can get the passing down. And then the feature started in about lap 30. I was starting on the outside, and the guy in front of me braked a little bit more than I expected. I just tapped him coming in, my teammate Andrew Burr, and he got it sideways but saved it, and a yellow flag still came out. So I claimed that yellow and had to go all the way to the back, and I restarted right around 24th and ran my way all the way through the field, and then when the leaders pit, my teammate Nick Fleury and stuff, we all got the call to come in and pit. So I started way behind them, and slowly, as they were picking off cars, I was slowly coming behind them, and then just had the cautions fall in the right times and could slowly start picking off people, go to the high side, and sadly couldn't get a long run there to really give Josh a challenge, but it was a heck of a fun time driving through that field for sure.
Before we let you go, anybody that you want to shout out to, say hi to?
For sure, all the Brett the Jet fans watching. I know I got my family watching here. I got to thank my dad for all the teachings he's done. He's in the field. I got to thank my teammates from at RHU. Got to thank Tanner for putting on this whole thing. Got to thank you guys at Raceverse, Gary, and the sponsors. I want to thank my car sponsor, QuickTime, Motorsports Media, and of course Luke Oil for putting this whole thing together, and then Frito Lay's for the series sponsor.
Well, congrats, P2, on the first race of the season on to New Hampshire. We will see you there.
All right, sounds good, Gary. Thanks again, everyone watching. Have a good night.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's get Josh, if we can find him. There he is.
User was moved to your channel.
You got me, Josh.
Hey, how are you?
So, number 13, pretty lucky tonight. Seemed like once you got that track position, and that was kind of the key all night long, is track position, you were a tough guy to pass. Tell us about your race, especially working your way up from the mid-pack to the lead.
Man, the whole pitting early for tires, that was a great move. My buddy Seth on my team told me to do it, and it worked great in my favor. Everybody in front of me pitted. I got the second, and then the 29 was leading, and I pinched him pretty hard to get around him. And I was the move right there, and somehow I just kept it up front. Kept the tires on it too. That was awesome.
So with being the winner of the inaugural race, so you get to be a trivia answer now. You're now the points leader going into New Hampshire. Tell me your outlook of New Hampshire. Slightly different track. We're going to a mile, a lot flatter. It's going to be a little bit faster. What's your experience on those type of tracks, and what do you think of next week going in as the points leader?
New Hampshire's definitely not one of my best tracks. I'm not great at those flat, big tracks. But I'm excited to be in the points lead, and I'm going to try my best to stay it like that.
Well, congrats on your P1 and being the winner of the inaugural American Sim Racing Club race at South Boston. Before we have you go, anybody that you'd like to shout out to, any sponsors, family, friends, anybody watching?
First, I'd like to shout out y'all. I appreciate y'all doing this broadcast stuff, you know. I joined the league today, actually, and I'm having a blast. And also like to shout out HCM, my buddies Drew Cox and Seth Harrelson. And I like to shout out the TAM Academy. They helped me with the supers. And I also like to shout out Rocket iRacer Rap. You can find him on Facebook. He does my rap stuff, but he's rapping P1.
Well, what a way to kick off your first day in the league on the first race. You finished first. Congratulations. We will see you next week at New Hampshire.
Appreciate you, buddy.
User was moved out of your channel.
And well, folks, that about wraps it up as we are hearing some victory donuts. Let's take you a little bit more through the field. There's your top 15. Cottle, Hahn, Fleury, Witt, Cox, Hazlitt, Payne, Harrelson, Payton, Papanow, Herzog, Rogers, Jackson, Ledford, Beasley. Next page. We have Eric Hahn. That is his dad. Then we have Pruitt, Molnau, Hazlitt, Burr, Smith, Loritz, Sanu. That's a little unfortunate. He was up front most of the night. Demeester, Darling. I'm wondering what happened to him. It might have been a park, or it might have been some damage that just couldn't be repaired. But he was up front all night in that green 88. Libby in that Agajanian colored car was riding way up there all night long, and it looks like he got caught up and got relegated down here to the mid-lower pack, unfortunately. So that P26 does not reflect kind of how his race went. Hayden Cobb, P27, Adam Bowen, P28, and Cody Luke in P29. I believe that is it. That is it. So, we got some stuff to work on for next week. We got to work on these replays, finding the wrecks. Again, short tracks, everything happens so quick. But then again, some of these guys that are wrecking might not want to have it shown on for the world to see. So, anyways, real quick before we do wrap it up here, would like to once more show you the upcoming schedule for the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. We'll get that for you. Boom, there you go. So next week it's 100 miles at New Hampshire. And again, that's not too far from kind of where I have some family. Then we go to Richmond, where that's a very fun track. It's a short track that kind of races a little bit like a super speedway. Then we go to Stafford and Concord and Lanier. We'll round out the month of April. Then we'll go into May, and the season wraps up at the Nashville Speedway, and that's the fairgrounds, not the super speedway, with 200 laps there at the fairgrounds, and that's at June 30th. That will wrap up the inaugural season for the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. But that should do it for tonight. We got some stuff that we need to work on, and we will certainly do that. But we want to thank you for watching. From South Boston Speedway. Winner is Josh Goddard. Congratulations.